Ethan was always known to be an intelligent and hardworking boy. He scored good marks in school and never hesitated to put in extra effort when it came to his studies. Yet, deep inside he carried a constant worry. Every day, his mind was filled with questions that seemed impossible to answer. How can I become the best? How can I achieve true success in life? Will I ever do something meaningful that people will remember? These thoughts weighed heavily on him. Day by day, Ethan became more withdrawn. He stopped joining his friends during playtime, stopped chatting with his classmates, and even avoided family gatherings. He would sit quietly in his room, staring at his books or sometimes gazing out of the window, lost in his thoughts. The spark of joy that usually shone in his eyes seemed dimmed, replaced by unease and worry. Seeing this change, Ethan's grandpa grew deeply concerned. He knew his grandson had a bright mind, but the constant pressure and self-doubt were beginning to take a toll on him. One afternoon, while sitting together in the sunlit garden of their home, Grandpa motioned for Ethan to come closer. The birds were chirping softly, and the breeze gently rustled the leaves around them. "Ethan," his grandpa began with a gentle smile, "why have you been so quiet these past few days? What is it that occupies your thoughts so much?" Ethan hesitated at first. He often kept his worries to himself, afraid that others might not understand. But the trust he had in his grandfather was immense, and he finally spoke. "Grandpa, I keep thinking about how I can become the best in life. Everyone says I must succeed and achieve something great, but I don't understand which path will truly make me a good person. I feel lost, and I am afraid I might waste my time on the wrong path." Grandpa smiled softly, as though he had been waiting for this moment. He reached over to the table beside him and picked up a simple pencil. Holding it between his fingers, he turned to Ethan and said, "Ethan, do you see this pencil? It might seem ordinary, but inside it there are 5 very important lessons about life. If you understand them and apply them, they can guide you toward success, not just in achievements, but in being a truly good and respected person." Ethan's eyes widened with curiosity. "A pencil, Grandpa? How can a pencil teach me anything about life?" Grandpa chuckled softly. "Listen carefully, my boy. The first lesson is this: a pencil cannot write on its own. It needs someone to hold it, someone to guide it in the right direction. Similarly, in life, we cannot achieve great things alone. Guidance from teachers, parents, friends, and mentors is crucial. They can help us find the right path, prevent mistakes, and encourage us when we feel like giving up. Being open to advice and learning from others is not a weakness. It is the first step toward becoming your best self." Ethan nodded slowly, absorbing the meaning behind the first lesson. "The second lesson," Grandpa continued, "is that a pencil needs to be sharpened from time to time. The sharpening can hurt. It sometimes makes the pencil smaller, but it ensures that the pencil writes clearly and beautifully. Life is very much like that. Challenges, hardships, and even failures may hurt at the moment, but they shape us, strengthen us, and help us perform better in the long run. Don't fear the sharp moments. They are making you stronger." Ethan thought about the times he had failed a test or made mistakes while learning something new. He realized that his grandpa was right. Those moments had taught him valuable lessons. "The third lesson," Grandpa said, "is that if a pencil writes something wrong, it can be erased. Mistakes are not permanent. In life, you will make errors too. You may fail, misjudge someone, or choose a wrong path. But these mistakes are not the end. They are lessons. If you learn from them and correct your actions, you will grow into a wiser, more resilient person." Ethan smiled faintly, remembering a time he had been scolded for a small mistake at school. Now he understood that it was not just about being punished, it was about learning. "The fourth lesson," Grandpa continued, holding the pencil gently, "is the most important part of the pencil, the lead inside. The wooden exterior protects it, but the real value lies within. In life, it's the same. Your true worth is not measured by outer appearances, wealth, or what people say about you. Your value comes from your inner qualities: honesty, integrity, kindness, compassion, and dedication. These are the things that will make people respect you and remember you long after achievements fade. Ethan looked closely at the pencil, imagining the hidden lead as the heart of a person's character. And the fifth lesson, Grandpa said with a warm smile, is that wherever a pencil is used, it leaves a mark. Life is the same. Every action you take, every choice you make, leaves an impression on the world and on the people around you. Strive to leave positive marks. Help others, share knowledge, and act with kindness. That is how your life becomes meaningful, and that is how you become truly successful. Ethan remained quiet for a moment, letting the lessons sink in. Then a small light of understanding shone in his eyes. He realized that success was not about doing something grand to impress others. It was about walking the right path, valuing inner qualities, learning from guidance, facing challenges bravely, correcting mistakes, and leaving a positive impact on the world. He looked at his grandpa and said softly, "Grandpa, now I understand. To be the best, it's not the outer shine that matters, but inner strength and good deeds. The guidance, the lessons, and the positive marks we leave. These are what truly define success." Grandpa's eyes sparkled with pride and love. He placed his hand on Ethan's shoulder and said, "Exactly, my boy. Even a simple pencil can guide you through life if you understand its lessons. And just like the pencil, remember to sharpen yourself when needed, be guided wisely, correct your mistakes, focus on your inner value, and leave a positive impact wherever you go." From that day on, Ethan's life changed. He continued to study hard, but now he no longer carried fear or endless worry. He spent time with his friends, shared knowledge, helped others, and grew into a young man who was not only successful in his studies, but also respected for his character. He knew that the lessons from a simple pencil would guide him for life, and he promised himself to live in a way that left a mark worth remembering. Success, Ethan realized, was not a race to the top. It was a journey of learning, growing, and making a difference. And with this understanding, he finally felt a deep sense of peace and purpose in his heart.